Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Kenny, and this is If Loving You Was Wrong, Season 3, Episode 9. Oh, and the title of this episode is A Room for You. Now, the episode opens up where it left off. Marcy passes out in the hospital parking lot while she's on the phone with Kelly. Kelly can only hear her breathing, and Kelly's, definitely worried. So what she does is that she calls Lucian and asks Lucian to go check on her, and that the last time she heard from her, she was in the parking lot about to get in her car, and then that was it. So Lucian goes out in the parking lot, he finds Marcy and sees that Marcy is passed out, and he gets her some medical attention. Then it goes back to Kelly at Alex's house. She's, really emotional, and she starts praying because of all the craziness that's going on. Then Lucian calls her back, and he lets her know that Marcy had passed out at her car, but it's okay, she's getting some medical attention, and she's going to be fine. And Kelly is just frantic, and she's like, this night is like the night from hell, because all this stuff is happening. One, there's Alex, then Randall, then the baby, then Joey, and now this thing with Marcy. But Lucian tries to guide her in the right direction and is like, look, we're going to get through this, so let's just, everything's going to be okay. And then they get off the phone with each other. Then we go to Ben. Ben's punk ass decides to call Eddie. And he lets Eddie know that Louise Holmes has woken up, and immediately, Eddie's like, okay, I'm on my way. He says, yeah, but you can't talk to her. And then Ben was like, yeah, but you can't talk to her, though. And he says, why the hell not? He said, because she's got FBI detail. And then Eddie's like, how the hell is that even possible? And then Ben's like, well, I don't know. And Eddie's like, what the hell you mean you don't know? You right there at the hospital. What the hell happened? Like, 1 minute you on the door, and now all of a sudden, now she got FBI detail? What the fuck happened? So, Ben tells him that Lucian came to visit her, and then it's like 45 minutes after that, she had FBI detail at the door. So, immediately, Eddie starts putting things together in his head. And then before he hangs up with Ben, Ben starts going off on this rant that really had nothing to do with the conversation, which just goes to show you this motherfucker's still high on morphine. He starts saying like, I'm getting tired of you, and I'm getting tired of Lucian, and stop hitting on me. And then all of a sudden he goes on the phone, he's like, I hate him. I'm like, come on, Ben. You are doing... Ben is like a lost cause, man. Like, I mean, just being on some real shit. Ben is like, there's no hope for Ben. I mean, Ben is just done. Next, we actually see that that Eddie runs into Stevens, and he brings up all this stuff about Lucian, and he's saying like, he's FBI. He's FBI because how is it that he just goes into Louise Holmes' room, and then after he leaves, all of a sudden now she's on FBI detail. What kind of shit is that? FBI just ain't, getting up out of nowhere, protecting old ladies up at hospitals. What the fuck's going on? And Stevens is just like, Eddie, I ain't got time for your bullshit tonight. Just get the fuck out of here. Go home. I'm not dealing with this. I'm not doing this shit with you. And he's like, oh, man, please, you ain't nothing but a second command motherfucker anyway. Like, where's the captain? He's like, look, you're not going to wake up the captain with your bullshit. Tow the fuck home and, just leave, just cut it out and just get the hell up out of here. So pretty much, Stevens just kind of brushes him off. Next thing you know, he actually calls Lucian and lets Lucian know that Eddie is on to him. So we now find out that Stevens is actually cooperating with the FBI. So he knows Lucian is an FBI agent, which was actually a really good reveal in this episode. But there's even a bigger reveal later on that I'm going to talk about. But definitely this reveal was pretty good because now we see where like Stevens is up to here with Eddie, and him, like everybody else, wants Eddie gone. So he pretty much lets him know that, look, Eddie's on to you, so you need to watch yourself, and pretty much Lucian pretty much lets Stevens know that, look, it's Alex's parents that kidnapped Randall and the baby, and you need to let Brad go now. And immediately, Stevens lets go Brad. So we know right now that Stevens knows who Lucian is, and he's working with Lucian to take down Eddie. So this is going to get really good. So I'm definitely here for that. So that was, I have to say, that was really good, Tyler Perry. I like that, because, Stevens is that character that you can love or hate him, and he definitely has this real sinister side to him. But now that I know that he's working with Lucian to try to take down Eddie, I'm all here for it. And next, we actually see, Stevens letting Brad go. Brad is still pissed the fuck off, which I don't blame him, because, and then, well, not because you guys already know why, but all of a sudden, Stevens is like wondering. He says that, well, you're free to go, and he's like, really? He's like, but do you even want to know why? And then Brad is like, why? And he said, well, it turns out Alex's parents were behind the kidnapping of Randall and the baby, so you're off the hook. And that's the end of, and then Stevens walks away, and that's the end of that. Next, Eddie actually doesn't leave. He ends up going into the 911 center. Because, Eddie is in the middle of everything. I mean, the guy is like a fucking cockroach. And just to say it in the nicest way, Eddie makes Veronica Harrington from the Have and Have-Nots look like Mother Teresa. That's how evil and conniving this son of a bitch is. Because Andrew, as you remember from the last episode, is stranded in the middle of nowhere, and now Alex is with him. And he's out of his jurisdiction. So he's pretty much put in a call for backup, and there's a 911 operator who's trying to handle that call, and Eddie goes in there and starts asking her questions. So who's that about? What's going on? And he lets her know that, there's a cop who pretty much is calling for backup, and I'm trying to get that handled. And he says, well, who cop is it? And then she had mentioned Andrew's name. And he's like, oh, scratch that. Don't even send nobody over there. And she's like, are you serious? He's like, oh, yeah. He's always doing that. He's frantic. He's one of these little, scared rookies. He always panics and always wants to call for backup. And it's not even necessary. Don't even worry about it. Just let it go. And then she's like, well, he ain't going to make it far in this precinct. He rolling like that. So she dismisses the backup. And I'm like, you dumb, gullible bitch. But then again, Eddie has a lot of pull in that precinct, so he has a whole lot of minions that he can control, and he can maneuver and manipulate them to do what he wants them to do. And this was a case of that. So now we pretty much get a clear sense that he got Andrew out there for a reason, and that now that Eddie knows what he is, he's going to try to ambush Andrew, because he knows that Andrew is on to him and on to Ben. So yeah, we're definitely going to see what goes down with that. Next, we actually see that Natalie's at the hospital. She actually talks to the doctor, who she really went off on a few episodes ago, when he had asked her would she recommend organ donating, in regards to Joey, and she went the fuck off. But this time she actually apologized to him, but he said, I completely understand. I can't imagine what you're going through, but all I did was give you my medical expertise as to his case, but I'm not God. And she's like, what do you mean by that? And he pretty much just said that, look, I've known for miraculous. I've known for miraculous things to happen. So anything is possible. So there's still hope for him. So don't give up hope. And she asked, can she go see him? At first he was hesitant, but then he finally allowed her to actually visit him in his room. And she sits there, and you can definitely see Joey is in really bad shape. I mean, his face is swollen. He has tubes everywhere. He's really in serious condition. Like, it's damn near fatal. And Natalie sits there, and she starts talking to him, saying, like, look, you better get up. You better get up from here. You know, she tells him how much she loves him. She starts saying how sorry she is that she wasn't able to give him the life that he deserved, but she did the best that she could. But then she said, but look, I'm going to need you to get up. I'm going to need you to get home. I'm going to need you to come home. I'm going to need you to get a job. And I'm going to need you to help with your brothers and sisters because they really need you. And I need you. And then she tells him, she also says that her and Lucian are getting married and they bought a house and that there's a room for you. And she says that, look, you have shared enough of the bad in my life, and now that things are going good, you deserve to be here to share some of the good that life has to offer us now. You have served enough with the bad. You deserve to be a part of the good as well. And she's saying that, so so pretty much she says that you need to hold on that good part to live, and you need to get up. And then we actually see her break down emotionally. And I have to say, Natalie, the woman who plays Natalie, is a terrific actress because she literally had me drawn in the entire time. And she really brought out that emotion of a mother, you know, showing her deep love for her child. So I was very blown away with that, and it was she did an amazing job. Next, we have Alex and Andrew, and let me say, this scene really gave me a migraine. But what happened is that Andrew is not moving because he called for backup, and he's not going to move until backup gets there. Alex is completely panicking, and she's going irate because she's saying, I got to get to my parents' house before they kill my baby. I can't wait. I need to go. I need to go now. And then Andrew's like, look, I'm not going anywhere until backup shows up. She's like, well, fine, I'll walk. She's like, well, fine, you can walk, but I'm just going to follow your ass the whole way there, so you might as well stay here. And I'm like, Andrew is so by the book that it's not even funny. But it just shows that Andrew has the potential and the intention to be a good cop. But because he's a rookie, he's making a lot of extreme mistakes, especially not knowing how crazy and evil Eddie really is. Because in all actuality, Eddie now knows where you are. So now, because he also got that information from the 911 operator, he also now knows where he is. So now that he got him out in the middle of nowhere, where there are no witnesses, he could easily dispose of Andrew, and nobody will be there to defend it. So Alice is just still irate and still panicking. She asks can she use his phone. The first person she calls is her mother, and her mother doesn't answer. So she ends up calling Esperanza. She pretty much tells Esperanza about what's going on, about how she ended up out there in the middle of nowhere, about her car, about her getting in an accident with the car, and then saying, and she also tells them that my parents took my baby and all this. And if anything, Esperanza is starting to pick up on some shit like, why didn't you tell me this earlier? She's like, I don't know. I'm like, I cannot stand her ass. Because I'm like, really? You ain't say shit because you knew you was behind all of it, and you don't want to be named as pretty much the mastermind or the accomplice of the whole demise of what's going on. You spun this shit, and now other people are being affected by it. But since you are such a selfish, cold-hearted bitch, you have completely set this whole thing up, And now it's going out of control because now your baby's in danger. You put your baby's life in danger because of this shit. So really, I have no fucks for Alex. But, so yeah, Esperanza did kind of pick up, like, you didn't mention this earlier. So all of a sudden now, you know, all of this comes out. So she's kind of thinking in the back of her mind, Alex ain't really being, you know, all the way real with her. So, so while in this conversation, she also mentions that she's with, she also mentions that she's with Andrew. She puts, so she gives the phone to Andrew. She tells her, and like, Esperanza's like, what the hell are you doing out there? You're completely out of your jurisdiction. What's going on? And Andrew said that, look, Steven sent me out here, and I'm just waiting for backup to show up. But as soon as backup shows up, I'm gonna, you know, I'll move forward to her parents' house. And but he says that, but you know, that's all I can do. But could you please get her to calm down? Could you talk to her or something? Because she's just hysterical, and she needs to calm down. So he gives the phone back to Alex. Esperanza tells him that, look, you need to wait there for the officer. You need to wait there for the fellow officers to come, and you need to calm down. But while she's talking to her, she gets information about, you know, her parents. You know, her father's name is Rusty Lee. Her mother's name is Virginia Lee. She gets their location of where they are. So they actually do have a backup crew coming now, because now she has this information, and she also knows. She also gave Alex also gave Esperanza the actual address of her parents' house. So now Esperanza is putting that information in, and now she's got backup going out to them anyway, even though Eddie called it off previously. Next, we actually see that Esperanza runs into Stevens, and she pretty much tells Stevens that, look, what the hell is going on? Why is Andrew all the way out in the middle of nowhere? And what is going on with his backup? You know, he should have backup right now. Why is there no backup that hasn't shown up yet? And then he tries to hit him up through the walkie-talkie, but it's static because they don't have good reception out there. As a matter of fact, while Esperanza was on the phone with Alex, you can hear the static because they were losing connection. So pretty much the roaming in that area is not really good. So pretty much, you know, Esperanza is like, look, there's a child out there whose life is in danger, so we need to get on this, and we need to go on this now. And Stevens told her that he'll handle it. Next, after that, Esperanza runs into Brad, and she also lets Brad know about, you know, that Alex's parents were the ones who were behind this. And she said, oh, really? And Brad was like, oh, really? And she was like, yes. Like, and Brad said, well, he's a dead man. And he walks off. And then Esperanza's like, what do you mean by that? We'll find out. After that, we see that Esperanza calls Kelly. You know, Kelly lets Esperanza know about Marcy fainting and all of that. And they all pretty much go back and forth about Marcy's situation, and Marcy's overly stressed and she's not eating properly and all of this stuff, so this probably what led to it. But then she asked that did she want anything to eat or whatever, and Kelly was like, you know, what's really open this time of night? And at first she said burger, and then like Esperanza was like, Burger Fast. And then Kelly was like, look, I love me some Natalie, but oh no, I'm not doing no damn Burger Fast. So, but she had said that she'll just try to find something in Al's house to see what they have to eat. She looked in there, she didn't see anything. She ends up going home, gets some food from her house. Next thing you know, she sees that Justice's window is open. She goes to shut the window, and next thing you know, she sees that Travis is standing right there in his room. So it seems to me that Travis done took some notes from Frank from How to Get Away with Murder. Because now you just coming in people's houses unannounced and you don't pay no rent. But you just popping up inside my house without my consent. And we really are seeing that Travis is completely fucking psychotic. He's trying to sweet talk Kelly, but you can tell that Kelly is scared shitless. Like, she literally was about to grab her son's bat and was probably going to really wax on his ass if he came for her. Because, you know, the times before he done tried to attack her, and he also tried to rape her not too long ago. So we know that Travis is not psychologically there. But then again, he's just started asking questions like why the cops were here. And she said, look, there was something that went on next door. Then he started asking questions about, what about old boy? Are you still going to see him? And she's like, no, he's gone. He went back to Utah. But I definitely think something happened with Ramsey. But I think Ramsey is really going out, you know, helping to promote Moonlight, which I heard is a really good movie. So, Ramsey, keep doing your thing, baby boy. But yeah, I really want to know what happened to Ramsey. But right now, we're just going to say he went back to Utah. So, so pretty much, you know, we can see that he's becoming more and more, you know, creepy, and he's becoming more and more antagonistic, and Kelly is trying to sweet talk him because she knows if she tries to stir any other way, he will probably attack her. So she's saying that, look, you need to leave, you need to go, because I need to get back over here to these kids, and I gotta watch over these children. And he's like, well, do you need me to go with you? And she's like, oh no, I'm fine, I'm good. And then there was even at one point when he was saying I love you, and it was good. It was felt some kind of way because she wouldn't say it back. But Kelly is so fucking scared. She is literally doing everything he says. It's like she's like, oh yeah, I love you, baby. Yeah. I know. We're gonna talk about this. Yes. We're gonna get past this. I know we will. Like, she was literally shooken up. So he decides to walk her over to Alice's house. And while he walks over there, he actually tells her that, look, he pretty much lets her know that, look, I'll kill before I see you with another man. Now, Maya Angelou said it best. If someone shows you who they are, believe them. Travis just showed you who he was. Believe it, Kelly. You in danger, girl. So, I would say you need to be reaching out to Lucian. You need to be reaching out to, you know, getting a restraining order. You need to be reaching out. You need to be reaching out, period, to get away from this bastard, because he's definitely bad news. But not only are you in danger, but justice is in danger as well. So, stop thinking you can handle this, because this is completely have gone out of your hands and you need some help. So the episode ends. Marcy has now finally come to. She's in the hospital talking to a nurse. The nurse is pretty much saying she needs to calm down, and Marcy's like, I got to get the hell out of here, because remember, she wants to try to get back to the house to get Miss Louise's phone to call Gary Henderson. But you know, obviously she can't, because she's just fainted and the doctor gave her some medicine. And while she's talking to her, she was saying, like, look, you know, your blood pressure is extremely high. And she says you're damn near at stroke level. So you need to calm down. You need to relax. And then she asked her, are you under a lot of stress? And she said, yes, I have been under a lot of stress. She says, well, maybe that's the reason why you passed out. You're stressing out too much. And she says that, I know, but I can't help it. You know, it is what it is. You know, there's a lot going on right now. But then she also asks, are you eating properly? And she's like, well, no, I haven't really been eating. Well, she says, well, the thing is, that also is playing a factor in this. You need to start eating because the baby needs food. And she's like, what? She's like, yeah, you're pregnant. And I was just like, what? And she's like, yeah, yes, you're pregnant, so you're eating for two, so you need to eat. You need to eat food. So that's how the episode ends. So now it has been confirmed that Marcy is pregnant, and I have said this in previous episodes, so I'm glad to know that it has finally been confirmed. But yes, subscribe to my channel, leave comments, and share this video and like this video, and I will be back with you guys next week for another episode of Loving You Is Wrong, and I think next week is the season finale, I believe. Or the mid-season finale. Well, yeah, the mid-season finale. So I'll definitely be back next week. And until then, guys, take care.